Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you all? I hope everyone is fine. Without your remaining presentation, who's going to present? Please raise your hand. Please अपना hand raise करें ताकि मुझे पता लगे किस किस के presentation बाकी रहते हैं. Okay, okay, beta. Unmute yourself, beta. Walaikum assalam, Zara Fayaz.
Sir, may I start?
Yes, beta, start.
First of all, in the great name of Allah, who is kind and merciful, then thanks to Sir Abdul Khalik who gave me this opportunity to present myself. Myself, Hamida Muhammad Imran, and my presentation topic is University Wits and Elizabethan period. So let's begin. University Wits was a group of 7 scholars named Christopher Marlowe, Robert Greene, Thomas Nash, Thomas Lodge, George Peele, Thomas Cade, and John Lilly. These 7 scholars were also known as dramatists. Christopher was the leader of University Wits. Shakespeare wrote 37 plays during University Wits. Dr. Faustus was the famous one. Elizabethan drama. It's basically a performance performed by University Wits. In the 16th century, the Elizabethan stage became almost wholly professional and public. The actors were decorative and wore elaborate Elizabethan dress. Elizabethan tragedy deals with heroic themes, usually centering on a great personality who is destroyed by his own passion. Drama rapidly developed because of Elizabeth. She really loved plays because it had attraction for a wide variety of people. Elizabethan means belonging to or connected with England in the second half of 16th century when Elizabethan was queen. The drama was literary form of the Renaissance as it was the most powerful. It expressed as no literary product could have done the manifold life of the Elizabethan age. The later Middle Ages brought a rapid development in English. It was a fact preparation for the great age of Elizabeth. This age named after Queen Elizabeth, who reigned over England from 1558 to 1603. This is called the Golden Age of English. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, Femida, I think you are the one whose mic was not being opening, right?
Yes, sir.
तो कल डिवाइस का कोई इशू था?
जी सर.
ओके ओके बेटा, चले गुड हो गया, आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन हो गई. So let's move forward to next presenter. बेटा अब next presenter कौन है? Yes बेटा, raise your hand. Next presenter. बेटा see, this is a final session for your presentation. So अगर इस session में किसी ने presentations नहीं दी तो I will not take presentations from that student. So make sure अगर आपका कोई दोस्त है जिसने presentation नहीं दी तो आप प्लीज उनको बता दें ताकि वो अपने प्रेजेंटेशन आकर दे दें. Wait, give me a minute बेटा. बेटा मैं किसी और ग्रुप में भी मैसेज कर रहा था सेक्शन ए के स्टूडेंट्स, तो उनके भी प्रेजेंटेशन कुछ रहते थे. सो आई थॉट के सबको एक साथ करके But see beta, those students who have just given their presentations, वो पहले सेशन को लीव करके जाएं, बिकॉज इस सेशन की कोई अटेंडेंस भी नहीं है, और ये जैसे एक्स्ट्रा सेशन है उन स्टूडेंट्स के लिए मैंने रखा जिनके प्रेजेंटेशंस रहते हैं. अगर आप विलिंगली इनको सुनना चाहते हैं और सेशन अटेंड करना चाहते हैं तो फिर इट्स अप टू यू, यू आर अलाउड. बट अगर आप सेशन ज्वाइन नहीं करना चाहते और यू हैव सम वर्क टू डू और यू वांट टू गो समवेयर एल्स, देन आप खुद सेशन को लीव करके भले चले जाएं. ओके बेटा. सो now who's next presenter, because there are so many students, around 20 students, I guess around 20 students are here, but I think none of them is presenter. Yes beta, who's the next presenter? So now let's we have an opportunity to interact with each other, to टॉक टू ईच अदर. बेटा अगर आप में से कोई किसी पेपर के हवाले से या किसी टॉपिक के हवाले से या कोई चीज़ आप पूछना चाहते हैं तो आप मुझसे पूछ लें, बिकॉज जब तक दूसरे प्रेजेंटर ज्वाइन करें तो वी हैव टाइम. तो आपको कुछ पूछना है तो आप पूछें, अपना हैंड रेज करें या कमेंट में बता दें. आप कमेंट में भी बता सकते हैं. यू वांट टू से समथिंग? मी वाजिद भुट्टो. यस वाजिद. Yes, you said that me Wajid Bhutto. Do you want to say something? I don't give presentation. You don't give presentation. That means you did not give your presentation, so you want to give. Okay, then you have to raise your hand that I can unmute you.
Yes.
अच्छा, unmute वाला सिस्टम मैंने आज रखा हुआ है यहाँ पर, आप खुद भी कर सकते हैं अनम्यूट. यस वाजिद स्टार्ट. अगर आपके पास वालेकुम अस्सलाम पीपीटी है तो मुझे सेंड करें. पीपीटी बनाइए.
हाँ सर, मैंने सुफियान के पास सेंड कर दी थी सर.
तो व्हाट्सएप पे मुझे सेंड कर दे, मैं भी शेयर कर देता हूँ.
ठीक है, मैं आपको सेंड करता हूँ, सिर्फ 1 मिनट.
See beta, those students who have just given their presentations and they want to leave the session, they are allowed to leave. But अगर आप willingly voluntarily session में बैठना चाहते हैं तो भी आपको ये भी allow है कि आप बैठ सकते हैं. But this session is for those who want to give their presentations. Okay? तो अगर कोई लीव करना चाहता है तो आप भले लीव करके चले जाओ, क्योंकि इस सेशन की कोई अटेंडेंस वगैरह नहीं है.
सर मैंने भेजा सर.
ओके, मैं भी डाउनलोड करता हूँ. Got your PPT. Now I'm going to share the screen for you. Go ahead. Yes, Wajid, go ahead.
In the name of Almighty Allah, the most kind, the most merciful, my respected teacher and my dear friends, Assalamu alaikum. Today, my topic is about Middle English period. Middle English period starts from 1100 to 1500. The other name of Middle English is Anglo-Norman period. Anglo-Norman period starts when Anglo-Saxons king defeated by William the Battle of Hastings in 1066. King William of England. From here, Anglo-Norman period starts. Okay, when a new conqueror king, then dominant king destroys all history, poetry, and literature. The history of Anglo-Saxon and King Alfred and poetry, literature were destroyed. The Normans want to introduce their history, literature, poetry, art, and they were succeed in doing such tricks. Norman's history and poetry were attractive, and then they make poetry. In Britain, they conquer England, and these all things occurs in England. In those days, they focus on Italian, and French become their French and Italian were the main language of that area because they want to idolize their nation. First, they satisfy that they make literature and then start writing literature. Their characteristics were sentiments and tales of French literacy. Romance was the main theme, and Marty plays. Then the next slide. The famous poet of the period was William and John Chaucer. Chaucer belonged to this period. Chaucer is the father of English poetry. His main theme was romanticism. He wrote his history. He wrote the history of hero heroine in their passing days. He wrote love story, sentimental story, emotional story. You can find more details in War of Roy. War of Roy exclamatory. Next. Sir, Chaucer. Chaucer. Chaucer belonged to this period. Chaucer is the father of English poetry. His main theme was romanticism. He wrote the history of heroine in his passing days. He wrote love story, sentimental story, emotional story. You can find more details in War of Roy. Alexander Great, after his after this morality plays more important morality plays that we wrote about Hazrat Isa alayhi salam in his passing days, coming of his earth, and more things. Morality plays. This is a play in which a hero and a villain fight about goodness, and a hero fight about goodness, and hero kill villains, and goodness will remain constable. William Langland, he show corruption through humor and show people religion. Sir, next slide, sir. More and more in time and more development in English poetry. After Chaucer, the second biggest poet is John Gowan. He was born on in 1325 AD and died on 1408 AD. He wrote morality plays. He was also great stylish people of his age. Sir, next slide.
Okay.
The next slide, sir. Chaucer was born on in 1340 AD to 1400 AD. Chaucer is called father of English poetry. He was a big. His literature was divided into three eras: French, Italian, and English. From 1340 to 1373, he wrote a poem in this period, La Romandie La Rose, and other book named The Book of the Rich. Italian period starts from 1373 to 1384. He wrote a book named He wrote many books, Comedy Scene, House of Dance Dancer Device Comedy, and English period starts from 1384 to 1390. The Legends of Good Movement, Contemporary Tales, and other books were written in this period. Sir, it's all.
Okay, your name is Wajid, right?
Yes, sir.
Wajid, how do you spell Chaucer? What is the spelling of Chaucer? You have written
हाँ सर,
CHO.
ये एक मिस्टेक हो गई थी.
No, अब आप करेक्ट बता दें क्या स्पेलिंग करेक्ट है चौसर की.
CAUSOR.
दोबारा बताओ.
CAUSOR.
This is another version of Chaucer's spelling. Both are wrong. CHAUCER. This is the correct spelling of Chaucer. So you know when you are making PPT, so at least usme, you have to be careful that the spelling which you are putting, whether it is correct or wrong. So be careful next time, beta. Okay.
सर ये पहली बार था ना इसलिए.
Okay, don't worry, inshallah. Next time you will perform much better. See, the
इंशाल्लाह.
reason I'm telling you that next time whenever you will give presentation to any teacher, किसी भी टीचर को नेक्स्ट टाइम जब आप प्रेजेंटेशन दें तो एटलीस्ट नाउ आपको एक आइडिया आ गया कि हाँ मुझसे स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक भी हुई थी लास्ट टाइम. सो नाउ नेक्स्ट टाइम यू विल बी वेरी मच केयरफुल. आप दोबारा उनको एक मरतबा चेक करेंगे ताकि कोई गलती तो नहीं है स्पेलिंग में. स्पेशली Geoffrey Chaucer is the biggest figure in the history of English literature. So इसकी स्पेलिंग में अगर आप गलती करते हैं और कोई देखता है तो इट्स अ वेरी बैड इंप्रेशन. तो आप इसको कर लीजिएगा. दूसरी बात वाजिद, आई थिंक देयर वाज अ नेटवर्क इशू विद यू. So sometimes there was a distortion in network due to the network problem, and you were also you had also written the spelling of miracle plays. You see, the first one is morality plays and the second is miracle plays. So the spelling of miracle plays was also wrong, and the content which you used in this presentation, that was very much good. That was an excellent content. I liked it, and you did a good job with the content, and still there is some kind of problem with the pronunciation as well. So if you will work little bit hard, Muhammad Osman, don't do this. Muhammad Osama, don't do this. So if you will work little bit hard, then obviously it will help you to improve yourself. Where is Muhammad Osama? Let me see. Okay. मैंने इसको किक कर दिया because he was drawing line on the PPT. So yes, beta Surya, unmute yourself.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर.
वालेकुम अस्सलाम बेटा.
सर मेरी प्रेजेंटेशन थी सर, लेकिन हमारे घर में शादी चल रही है ना मेरी सिस्टर की, तो इस वजह से मेरे ग्रुप वालों ने प्रेजेंटेशन दे दी है बट मेरी रह गई.
Okay.
अभी भी सर शादी है, लेकिन सर मैं शादी अटेंड नहीं कर रही, मैं अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन देना चाहती हूँ. तो सर क्या अभी मैं अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन दे सकती हूँ?
बेटा आप दे दें, आप ऑनलाइन बैठी हुई हैं और आप दे दें प्रेजेंटेशन.
थैंक यू सर.
पीपीटी आपके पास है?
सर पीपीटी नहीं है, बट मैंने आप सुफियान के पास हमने सेंड की थी, तो सुफियान ने शायद आपको की होगी.
वो बेटा इतने प्रेजेंटेशन मैंने लिए, मुझे याद नहीं है कि आप लोगों का कौन सा प्रेजेंटेशन है. चलें आप स्टार्ट करें. स्टार्ट योर प्रेजेंटेशन.
ओके सर. सर अगर आप बुरा ना माने तो मैं उर्दू में थोड़ा कर सकती हूँ.
यस बेटा, यू कैन यूज कोड स्विचिंग. जहाँ पर आपको इंग्लिश में अनकंफर्टेबल फील करें तो आप वहाँ पर उर्दू में बोल सकती हैं. नो वरीज.
थैंक यू सर. Thank you. So, Assalamu alaikum. First of all, I would like to thank my Almighty Allah who made me able to face up you and my respectable teacher, Sir Abdul Khalik, who gave me a precious chance to in front of you all Islamic regard. Assalamu alaikum. Today's my presentation topic is Caroline period. So, Caroline period start 1625. And so first of all, I would like to start his historical background. So he was born 1649. Charles first elder brother Henry Frederick. Henry Frederick, he was dead 1621. Because of his death, that's why Charles first became a king of England. So चार्ल्स फर्स्ट जो थे सर, क्या मैं सही कर रही हूँ?
Yes, Vera, go ahead.
थैंक यू सर. सो चार्ल्स फर्स्ट जो थे वो बहुत छोटी उम्र के थे, 12 साल की. उनको इंग्लैंड का बादशाह बना दिया गया था. तो उनमें वो बहुत वीक था और उनको इतना पता नहीं था कि कैसे हैंडल किया जाता है. सो जॉर्ज वेलियर ने उसको इम्प्रूव किया, उसकी पर्सनालिटी को इम्प्रूव किया, जिसकी वजह से चार्ल्स फर्स्ट इंग्लैंड का बादशाह बन गया. He took training and 27 March 1625 he became a king of England, and after 2 months he was married Henrietta Maria, जो कि रोमन कैथोलिक थी. एंड जिसकी वजह से जो इंग्लैंड के जो लोग थे वो चार्ल्स फर्स्ट से बिल्कुल नाराज हो गए थे, जिसकी वजह से वो उसको पसंद नहीं करते थे चार्ल्स फर्स्ट को. एंड कैरोलिन एज नॉन एज प्यूरिटन्स, कैरोलिन एज को प्यूरिटन्स के नाम से भी जाना जाता है. प्यूरिटन्स अपने मजहब में बहुत ही पक्के थे और जिसकी वजह से इसको डिसेंडेंट ऑफ वाइक्लिफ एंड लॉडर, यानी कि इनकी नस्ल से मिलते हैं, इसका ये मतलब है. एंड जो एंड द थर्ड वन इज रॉयलिस्ट एंड पार्लियामेंट ग्रुप. इसके बाद स्टार्ट होता है रॉयलिस्ट एंड पार्लियामेंट ग्रुप का. जो चार्ल्स फर्स्ट पार्लियामेंट जो थी वो बहुत ही पावरफुल थी बनिस्बत कि चार्ल्स फर्स्ट के. पार्लियामेंट के पास काफी ज्यादा पैसा था, जिसकी वजह से किंग चार्ल्स उससे कुछ कह नहीं सकते थे. एंड चार्ल्स फर्स्ट ने 1625 को डिसाइड किया कि वो स्पेन के साथ वॉर करेंगे. तो सब इसके खिलाफ थे. इंग्लैंड की पूरी पीपल उसके खिलाफ थे कि वो स्पेन के साथ जंग ना करे, वॉर ना करे. तो इसकी वजह से पार्लियामेंट के साथ इन्होंने 4 मीटिंगें अटेंड की, जो कि 3 मीटिंग उसकी कैंसिल हो चुकी, उसकी डिसॉल्व कर दी गई. इसकी वजह से क्योंकि वॉर नहीं करना चाहते थे, वो अपने मुल्क में पीस कैंप करना चाहते थे और पीस कैंप करना चाहते थे. चौथी मीटिंग थी तो वो डिसॉल्व नहीं हुई क्योंकि पार्लियामेंट ये चाहती थी कि अगर चार्ल्स फर्स्ट थोड़ी हमारी सुने, थोड़ी उसकी सुने, थोड़ी हम उसकी सुने, लेकिन चार्ल्स फर्स्ट अपनी मनमानी करते थे, जिसकी वजह से चार्ल्स फर्स्ट को 30 जैन एंड 1649 को एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया, यानी कि उसको सर दर्द से अलग कर दिया था इसकी वजह से. एंड देन इसके बाद स्टार्ट में करती हूँ एज ऑफ मिल्टन. एज ऑफ मिल्टन में ड्रामा डिड नॉट डेवलप इन मिल्टन एज. ड्रामा मतलब वो मिल्टन एज में डेवलप नहीं होता था. 1642 में प्ले हाउस बंद हो चुके थे. देन इसके बाद मैं पोर्स, एज मिल्टन में पोर्स इसका ज़्यादा इस्तेमाल किया गया है. पहली है साइकोपॉलिटिकल, साइंस फिलोसफी, साइंस रिलीजन एंड कॉलोनियस वेजेस. ज़्यादातर एज ऑफ मिल्टन में कॉलोनियस वेजेस का इस्तेमाल किया गया है क्योंकि बाहर ममालिक के लोग दूसरे ममालिक के जाते थे और वहाँ अपनी दिखते थे कहानियाँ वगैरह, क्योंकि दूसरे ममालिक में पहले जाने के लिए काफ़ी सारी मुश्किलात का दरपेश होती थी. तो इसकी वजह से उन्होंने क्या किया, दूसरे ममालिक में से उनकी किताबें वगैरह जो होती थी वो अपने मुल्क में ला के रखते थे ताकि वो उनको रीड कर सके और अपनी दूसरे ममालिक के बारे में जान सके. और एज ऑफ मिल्टन में कॉलोनीज वेजेस बहुत पॉपुलर थी. देन इसके बाद इम्पॉर्टेंट पोर्ट्स राइटर इन मिल्टन एज. थॉमस ब्रॉन राइटर हैं जो कि बहुत फेमस थे रिलीजन मेडिकल में. उन्होंने की एक किताब पब्लिश हुई थी 1642 रिलीजियो मेडिकल. थॉमस ब्रॉन की। एंड पेसोडोक्सिया एपिडेमिका उनकी एक किताब का नाम है जो 1646 में पब्लिश हुई थी। एंड देन इसके बाद फ्रांसिस गॉडविन ने अपनी एक किताब लॉन्च की थी 1638 द मैन इन द मून, जो कि जर्नी है चांद के सफर तक की। देन इसके बाद इनकी पोएट्री में ज्यादातर मेटाफिजिकल पोएट्री भी होती थी और रिलीजन पोएट्री भी। इनके दौर में एज ऑफ मिल्टन में काफी सारे राइटर्स आए हैं। रॉबर्ट हेनरिक, जो कि ज्यादातर मतलब खुशी की जिसे पोएट्री होती है, ज्यादा खुश होने वाली, जिसमें इंसान ज्यादा खुश अपने आप को महसूस करे, वो ऐसी पोएट्री लिखते थे। एंड क्वेश्चन है व्हाई रिलीजियस पोएट्री इज फेमस इन मिल्टन एज। क्यों मतलब उसमें रिलीजन पोएट्री फेमस होती है? बिकॉज ऑफ प्यूरिटन्स, क्योंकि प्यूरिटन्स अपने मजहब के बहुत पक्के थे, जो कि ड्रामा को बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं करते थे। तो उन्होंने क्या किया, ड्रामे को बिल्कुल खत्म कर दिया अपने मजहब की खातिर, क्योंकि अपने मजहब के बहुत ही पक्के थे। देन इसके बाद जॉन मिल्टन के बारे में मैं स्टार्ट करना चाहूंगी। जॉन मिल्टन की जर्नी स्टार्ट होती है 68 को एंड 1674 एडी को। ही वॉज अ फेमस राइटर जॉन मिल्टन। जॉन मिल्टन को कहते हैं द ग्रेटेस्ट आफ्टर शेक्सपियर आउटसाइड ड्रामा। एंड जॉन मिल्टन के काम को 4 पार्ट में डिवाइड कर दिया गया है। पहला है कॉलेज, दूसरा है हॉटन, तीसरा है पॉर्स एंड चौथा है लेटिक पोएटिक। कॉलेज जो कि इसके 1632 में स्टार्ट होता है, जो कि वो कैम्ब्रिज में पढ़ाई कर रहे होते हैं, उस वक्त का ये सफर है। जॉन मिल्टन
Yes, beta, go ahead. Yes, Surya, beta, go ahead. I think she is disconnected. So let's move to our next group. Yes, beta, Aris, and I think someone is with you. I saw the message in comment box that Aris and Jay Kumar, I guess. Yes, raise your hand, Jay. But if you want to give your presentation, please raise your hand. Okay. Unmute yourself.
Assalamualaikum, sir.
Walaikum assalam, beta.
Sir, my name is Jay Kumar along with Haris Mansoori.
Aris Bansuri is also sitting there, but he is not raising his hand. I'm afraid if you are Aris, if you are listening, please raise your hand, beta. आपने PPT send कर दी थी?
Sir, हमने PPT नहीं बनाई.
Okay, go ahead without PPT. Okay, Aris, now your hand is raised.
Sir,
Okay, go ahead. Give your presentation.
Sir, we have chosen Anglo-Norman period
Okay, beta.
for presentation.
Go ahead.
Sir, yes, sir. Anglo-Norman period, sir, start 1066 to 3050. We must know the meaning and significance of the Anglo-Norman period. In this period, French dialect was spoken by the Norman invaders. The Norman were agnostic Palestine from the Denmark, Norway, and Iceland, who start surprising people with their disastrous appearance of violence and theft in Europe. Basically, the coastal area in 18th century, there were the Viking who lined in the northwest France to save France from the further attacks. King Charles, who simply made a pact of Stanchefs with a chief of the Viking named Rollo. By giving them some land within a few years, Rollo with other Viking had accepted the French language law, and Viking got married with French peoples, showing their unity and togetherness. They were the peoples who were known as Anglo-Normans. So it is the second part of series historical history of English literature. Anglo-Norman period comes after the ending of the Anglo-Saxon period. Middle English period is divided into three parts. In this one, Anglo-Norman is the first one, the age of Chaucer, and after Chaucer, it is considered as entire Middle English period. The period of this age in 1066 to 3050, as per official reports. So today we will discuss briefly the features and literally characteristics of Anglo-Norman period. But before going into before going into that, we will take a look at its historical background. Historical background: the Anglo-Norman period was started after the Battle of Hastings in 1066. William I, the Norman king, defeated the King Harold and occupied Britain before the Norman conquest. There was not any symbol of French language, but the Norman brought with them French culture and language. As as a result, the French was selected as the official language of the time due to the political supremacy. So the king and his official used to communicate through the French language, and the common people used to interact with dialect. However, the Latin language was also present there in a form of religion text since the Anglo-Saxon period. However, in this period, many more things happened. London became a capital city of England and the educational epicenter as well. The two main universities, Oxford and Cambridge, set up in this period, respectively 1167 and 1209. However, French was finally rejected from the takeoff official language in 1450 when King Henry affirmed English domination in England. So, remaining topic, Aris will tell you, sir.
Okay. Let me unmute you. Yes. Yes, Aris.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। सर आवाज आ रही है मेरी?
Yes, beta, you are audible.
जी सर। So today my topic is Anglo-Norman period. So let's start. The king of Norman was the first Norman monarch of England. He usually known as William the Conqueror, and sometimes William the Best. He was disputed by and was Duke of Normandy. He resigned from 166 until his death on a September 1087 in Nika. He defeated the King Howard of Anglo-Saxon in the Battle of Hastings, 1066, and conquered England. From this point, Anglo-Norman period started. In this period, William the King introduced a new system called social system. He operated dates for defense and gave them opportunities to rule over these areas. Okay. Norman were the people of Normandy. Before attacking on England, Norman attack on French. After the French handed over his northern lands, the Normans they stayed there and started marching French women and adopted their culture and language as well. So the official language of this period was Latin. French become official language of politics and power as well. Darkest age. No literary works were written during this age. A lot of priority was written to Latin and French language. English language was just the language of communicate to people only. Every official and literary was being done in French and Latin language only. That is why this period is also called the dark age of English literature. So the future characteristics of Anglo-Saxon period. Some major features of Anglo-Saxon period are class system. The class system was seen over there. Elite class. The class matriarch, king, queen, lord, and their children. This class used to speak French language. Clerical class. Religious class of this period was introduced in this class. The class used to speak Latin language. And the last one, Levin class. Common people of this language belong to this class. The class used to English language. Education. Clearly, the religious class was allowed and represented to give education to the elite class. From education was given to the class. Replaced nobles. They replaced the nobles positions of Anglo-Saxon to Anglo-Norman and gave them absolute power. That's all, sir.
Beta, good job, Aris. Now this session beta is going to be expired. So Jay Kumar and Aris, your presentation was good, but the starting of Aris, if I would talk about your starting, then it was quite poor starting. But उसके बाद जो आपने pace पकड़ा, then you went very well and you did a good job and you did justice with your topic, and the content which was mentioned there, that was also good content and relevant to your specific topic only. So and the way you presented, that was also quite good. But आपकी starting थोड़ी poor मुझे लगी थी. आपने starting
Okay, sir.
एक formal starting नहीं की थी, so been
Okay.
careful. ठीक है बेटा. Baki Jay Kumar,
Okay, sir.
your presentation was also good, and Surya beta, I heard your presentation was very lengthy, but still आपके पास कुछ material बचा हुआ था, and you have raised your hand. You have raised your hand, so I'm going to unmute you. Yes, beta.
Yes, yes, sir. Sir, वो disconnect हो गया था नेट ना, जिसकी वजह से वो.
Okay, don't worry.
Sorry, sir.
Don't worry बेटा, don't worry. आपने already तकरीबन around 6 to 7 minutes presentation दे दी थी, so
Yes, sir.
job was already done. It was a good presentation.
Thank you, sir.
Your
Thank you.
start was good, and आपका start तो अच्छा था, लेकिन it was quite passive start. Passive means
Yes,
in a
sir.
sense कि it was not energetic one. Okay, बहुत
Yes,
जैसे
sir.
वो एक डरा और सहमा सा नहीं होता इंसान और वो starting कर रहा होता है. So see, your
That's
start
my
was,
first presentation.
yeah, so your start was in that way, but overall the presentation was good, and more importantly it was a conceptual presentation, because the way
Yes,
you
sir.
were explaining the things, I felt that your concept is very much clear, so you are just explaining your concept, so it was a very good presentation. You did a good job.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Well done, beta. We are ready to give
Thank you,
a
sir.
presentation. Okay, Khan Maman, this session is going to be expired in within 1 minute, so I'm going to end this session. बेटा next session में जिनको presentation देनी है वो तो लाजमी ज्वाइन करें. बाकी दूसरे जो students हैं उनकी अपनी मर्जी है. If they want to join, they are allowed. But if they don't want to join, it's up to them. Okay, बेटा. So I'm going to end this session that I can start the next one.